What's up, guys? It's Trent, and I have some late-breaking news for you today. The US government has sued Adobe. Yes, that's the same Adobe that makes Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere, Illustrator, and the whole Creative Cloud suite. The government's focus is on Adobe's subscription practices. Specifically, the government is claiming that the terms of the subscription are not clear when you sign up, and when you try to cancel later, you're hit with unexpected fees, and it's difficult or even impossible to complete the cancellation. Now, I know many of you who watch my channel have subscribed or maybe still subscribe to Adobe products. Let me know down in the comments below what your experience has been with the Adobe subscription model. Now, there have been some news stories about this, but I decided to go straight to the source and look at the Federal Trade Commission's report on this lawsuit. So I've opened up the PDF here, and I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to read it. It's actually written in normal language, and a lot of it is pretty understandable. I just want to show you some of the highlights that jumped out to me. Now, right away in paragraph 2, the government says that Adobe has been harming consumers for years with these early termination fees and unclear terms. In paragraph 3, they accuse Adobe of having a convoluted process and saying that Adobe ambushes subscribers with the previously obscured ETFs, early termination fees, when they attempt to cancel. And they say these practices have violated federal laws. Now, you notice some blacked out areas here. There's a lot of the document that's blacked out like that. Now, the defendants are named. Number 1 is Adobe themselves, but they also name 2 executives. The first is Maninder Sawhney. Not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he's a senior vice president of digital go-to-market and sales at Adobe. The next is David Wadhwani. Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Sorry if I'm not, but he's the president of the digital media business at Adobe. So these 2 individuals are specifically named in addition to the company of Adobe itself. In paragraph 26, the government says that Adobe's revenue from subscriptions has doubled since 2019. In 2019, it was about a $7.7 billion base revenue. And last year in 2023, it was $14.22 billion in revenue. That's compared to Adobe's $19 billion total revenue, so you can see that subscriptions are a pretty huge part of their business. So the document continues to describe these subscription practices that we all kind of know these days from various products we subscribe to. You have the monthly plan, the annual paid monthly plan, and the annual prepaid. Now around paragraph 36, we start to get demonstrations of the Adobe UI flow. And there's lots of explanation here about what the customer sees and what they don't see when they're signing up for these plans. In paragraph 54, they talk about how much Adobe actually knows this is a problem for their consumers and how it's causing them lots of confusion. They get many complaints from customers that say they don't understand the terms of the subscription and how it will affect them if they cancel. A lot of this section is blacked out, so you can't really see much of it. So I'm just scrolling through here and you can see how much of it isn't actually there. But around paragraph 106, we actually get some testimonials from actual customers. One customer says that Adobe literally will not let them cancel their subscription. Online, they're put through a loop continually to sign in and cannot move forward to cancel. Okay, so you may wonder, what law is Adobe actually breaking? Well, the answer is this ROSCA law. I'm not sure if you pronounce it that way, but what the letters actually stand for is the Restore Online Shoppers Confidence Act. So this was passed in 2010, so it's about 14 years old at this point. And one of the things it mandates is that companies have to clearly disclose the terms of their offers. They also talk about this thing called negative option marketing. So that's one of those scenarios where the company says if they don't hear from you, they have the right to go do something with your money. So there's also some rules around that. And we can see back in the PDF the laws that Adobe is accused of violating. Failure to clearly and conspicuously disclose material terms, failure to obtain express informed consent, and failure to provide a simple cancellation mechanism. And finally, at the end, we have the government's demand for a jury trial. I wonder if any artists or graphic designers will be on that jury. So that's a summary of the document as I saw it. Like I said, check the link in the description below if you want to read it yourself. Now, if you want an alternative to Adobe, you can check out the programs by Affinity. Affinity Photo is a photo and raster-based editing tool. You can think of it as an alternative to Photoshop. Affinity Designer is their vector tool. It's an alternative to Adobe Illustrator. And Affinity Publisher is their desktop publishing tool, a great alternative to InDesign. And as I'm making this video right now, looking at their website, they're having a 50% off sale for all their products. The entire suite of programs is supported on Mac, Windows, and iPad, and you can buy the whole thing for $82.99 right now. And that's just a one-time fee, no recurring license payments. I have tons of videos on my channel showing how to use these tools, including a 2-hour crash course for Affinity Designer. Also, this Sunday, I'll be doing a 1-hour live stream that will be an introduction to Affinity Designer. So check out the live tab on my channel to see when that will be running in your local time. Feel free to stop by and ask some questions. And be sure to subscribe to get notified when more Affinity tutorials come out. What do you think of the news that the US government is suing Adobe? Does their description of Adobe's licensing practices match your experiences? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.